I never thought a single piece of clothing could completely upend my life. But that day, standing in front of the mirror, it did. A dress, soft, silky, and impossibly alluring, suddenly made me question everything I thought I knew about myself. I remember the moment I first saw it. My best friend, Lila, had dragged me into this tiny boutique downtown, the kind with pastel walls and mirrors everywhere, smelling faintly of lavender and vanilla. "Trust me," she said, holding up the dress. It was a delicate shade of blush pink, hugging the curves of the mannequin in a way that made my stomach twist nervously. "You have to try it." I stared at it like it was a trap. "Me? In that? Are you insane?" She rolled her eyes, but there was a glint of mischief in them. "Insane? Maybe. But you'll thank me. Come on, it'll be fun." I groaned but followed her to the changing room. My heart pounded like a drum in my chest. I wasn't someone who wore dresses, not like this. I usually stuck to hoodies, jeans, and sneakers. Comfort over style. Safety over attention. But curiosity had this way of sneaking up on me. I undressed, feeling exposed even to myself. The dress slid over my shoulders, silky against my skin. The moment it hugged my waist and flared gently at the hips, something inside me shifted. My reflection in the mirror looked different. Not entirely unfamiliar. But not me, either. I caught my breath. "Lila, You look amazing," she interrupted, grinning ear to ear. "Hands down, this is your color. Your shape. Everything." I turned slowly, examining myself. My stomach tightened. My chest felt different, lighter, softer, somehow more aware of the fabric draped over it. And my face, it looked smaller somehow, framed perfectly by my hair falling around my shoulders. "Stop staring," I muttered. This isn't." "Shush," she laughed, leaning closer. "Just feel it. Don't think." I wanted to scream. Or run. Or both. Instead, I found myself standing there, frozen, trapped in the most beautiful, terrifying dress I'd ever worn. The first time I stepped out of the boutique, I realized just how much the world could change depending on what you wore. People stared, not rudely, but with curiosity, admiration, even subtle envy. It was exhilarating and terrifying all at once. I could feel my pulse racing as we walked down the street. Every step made the fabric sway, every movement drew attention. I wanted to hide, to shrink, but a small, forbidden part of me wanted the attention. At lunch with Lila, I noticed how differently people treated me. Waiters smiled wider. Strangers complimented my dress or my hair. Even my reflection in the window caught me off guard. I looked like a person I could admire. Not someone I was pretending to be, but someone I could be. I tried to brush it off. "It's just the dress," I told myself. "It's temporary. It's a costume." But deep down, I knew it was more than that. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I laid on my bed, fingers brushing the soft fabric still folded neatly on my chair. The idea of wearing it again, alone, in my room, sent shivers down my spine. And I did. Alone, I slipped it on. The silky sensation against my skin was intoxicating. My reflection in the mirror wasn't shocking anymore, it was mesmerizing. I experimented with my hair, brushing it differently, tilting my head, smiling tentatively at myself. I whispered under my breath, almost embarrassed, "Who am I?" The question didn't scare me. Not entirely. It felt like a door had opened, and I was peeking through. Over the next week, I couldn't stop thinking about the dress. Every time I wore it, even just for a few minutes alone, I felt a strange mix of fear, excitement, and empowerment. I practiced walking in it, moving my arms, adjusting the hem. I experimented with my voice, softening it when I spoke to myself in the mirror. I applied subtle makeup, trying to see if the person I wanted to become could truly exist. And slowly, I began to recognize her. The girl in the mirror was confident, playful. She carried herself differently, lighter, freer, more visible. Each time I looked, I felt a surge of something I'd never admitted to myself: joy, pride, desire. Lila noticed. "You're glowing," she said one evening, sitting across from me as I twirled in the dress. "It suits you. Not just the dress, the you that wears it." I laughed nervously. I don't even know who I am anymore. She reached across the table, taking my hand. "Maybe that's the point. You're discovering her. And maybe she was right. The first time I wore the dress outside, in public, it was to a small cafe downtown. My legs shook as we entered, my heart hammering against my ribs. Strangers glanced my way, some smiling politely, some staring. I felt my cheeks heat up. But something inside me whispered, own it. Be her. And I did. I walked with my head high, shoulders back, letting the dress sway naturally. Lila smiled at me, supportive, encouraging. People responded. Waiters complimented me. A barista asked if I wanted my coffee in a special cup. Little things, but they felt like victories. I laughed quietly at myself. This wasn't me, I told myself. Not completely. But the more I practiced, the more natural it became. The more I smiled, the more confident I felt. By the end of the weekend, I realized something terrifying and wonderful. I liked it. I liked her. But life, as it always does, tests you when you feel safest. Monday morning, my phone buzzed. A message from my boss. We need to talk. Come in early. My stomach dropped. At work, I realized someone had seen me in the dress. A colleague had snapped a photo. Innocently? I don't know, and it had circulated just enough for my boss to notice. I stood before him, shaking. It's not. I don't. He held up the tablet, showing the image, me, in the blush pink dress, my hair styled perfectly, my makeup subtle but striking. You understand how this looks? He asked. How clients might react. Panic surged. Every instinct screamed, hide. Run. Go back to who you were. But then I thought of Lila. Of the girl in the mirror. Of the excitement I felt wearing the dress for the first time. Of the joy. And a strange calm settled over me. I understand, I said softly. But that's who I am. Silence. Then he sighed. Do what you want outside of work. Just, keep it professional here. I nodded, relief washing over me. But more importantly, I felt a spark of power. I had faced judgment. I had faced fear. And I had chosen authenticity. That evening, I stood before my full-length mirror once more. The dress hugged my figure perfectly, my hair flowed naturally around my shoulders, and my reflection, her, smiled back at me with quiet confidence. I didn't need anyone else to validate me. Not my friends, not strangers, not even my boss. I was hers. And she was beautiful. I twirled slowly, feeling the silk sway, feeling the life I hadn't known I was missing settle around me like a warm embrace. Lila appeared in the doorway, smiling softly. There she is, she said. I laughed, feeling a joy so deep it made me dizzy. I think I'm finally me. And it suits you, she whispered, a twinkle in her eye. For the first time, I truly believed it. Sometimes, all it takes is a single moment. A single choice. A single dress. And sometimes, that choice doesn't just change what you wear. It changes who you are. I don't know where this journey will take me next. I don't know what challenges will come. But I do know this, I won't hide. I won't apologize. I won't pretend. I am her. And for the first time in my life, that feels perfect. After that first day of revelation, I thought I knew what to expect. I thought the initial shock, the thrill, and the rush of self-discovery were the climax of my journey. But I couldn't have been more wrong. The dress had opened a door, and now I was walking into a world I hadn't realized existed. A world where every glance, every step, every interaction could shift me further into someone I was only just beginning to understand. That weekend, I decided to take things further. Alone this time, in the safety of my apartment, I carefully took the blush pink dress off its hanger. My fingers lingered over the silky fabric, tracing the seams. The soft texture felt electric under my skin, and a tiny voice whispered, "This isn't just clothing. It's freedom." I slid it over my shoulders, adjusting the straps until they sat perfectly. I caught my reflection in the full-length mirror, and it startled me how natural she looked now. Not like an experiment, not like a costume, not like a fleeting thrill, but like me. My hips felt familiar, my chest felt softer, more aware, and my posture, something I hadn't noticed before, was instinctively taller, lighter, more deliberate. "Wow," I whispered. And for the first time, I said it without embarrassment. Lila had given me some basic makeup tips, and I had been practicing quietly for days. Today, I experimented further. Light blush, a soft sweep of eyeshadow, a thin coat of mascara. My lips glimmered faintly in a nude gloss. When I tilted my head, turned my shoulders, and smiled at the girl in the mirror, I felt a warmth I hadn't expected. She is beautiful, I thought. I am beautiful. And that realization was terrifying. The next step, I realized, was to test her in the real world. The idea both thrilled and paralyzed me. I had worn the dress outside once before, but that had been a short cafe visit. Today, I wanted to step further. I planned carefully. A small boutique opening in the arts district, a place where people were colorful, expressive, and kind. Perfect for testing the waters. I walked slowly down the sidewalk, feeling the sun on my arms, the breeze lifting the hem of the dress. Each step made me conscious of my body, my movement, and my presence. When I passed strangers, some glanced up and smiled politely. Some didn't notice at all. But with each passing glance, my confidence grew slightly, a flicker of courage lighting the edges of my fear. Inside the boutique, the shop assistant greeted me warmly. "You look lovely today," she said without hesitation, her eyes scanning me without judgment. My chest tightened, not from embarrassment, but from the rush of validation. I realized then that being her, truly embracing her, wasn't about what other people thought. It was about the way I felt in my own skin. That evening, Lila suggested a small party. Just a few friends from art school. She said, "No pressure, just fun. You can come as yourself, as her. You'll see, it's liberating." I almost said no. My mind raced with doubts. What if they laugh? What if I'm wrong? What if I can't be her in front of anyone else? But that spark, the one that had been growing ever since I first slipped into the blush pink dress, refused to die. So I went. I spent hours preparing. Hair, makeup, the dress, every detail mattered. When I stepped into Lila's car, she grinned. "Look at you. Absolutely stunning." I swallowed nervously but smiled. "Thanks. I hope I don't ruin it." "You won't," she said with that calm certainty she had, the kind that made me believe in myself. At the party, my fear was immediate. I could feel everyone's eyes on me. I could feel the nervous tremor in my hands. And yet, as I moved through the room, engaging in casual conversation, complimenting artwork, and laughing at jokes, something incredible happened. I blended in. I wasn't hiding. I wasn't pretending. I was her. And people responded. One of Lila's friends, a tall girl with violet hair, complimented me on my dress. "Where did you get it? It's perfect on you." I felt my chest swell. "Thank you," I murmured, voice soft but confident. Another friend, a boy with a sketchbook under his arm, asked if I'd like to join a quick drawing session. Hesitantly, I agreed. I sat down, fingers lightly brushing the paper, and for the first time, I wasn't thinking about hiding my body, my voice, or my presence. I was creating. I was hers. By the end of the night, I realized that each interaction, each compliment, each small victory in confidence, was slowly shaping me. The girl in the dress wasn't just a reflection. She was becoming my reality. But every transformation story has a turning point, a moment of confrontation that forces you to choose fully between hiding and embracing. Mine came unexpectedly. The following Monday, I returned to work. The blush pink dress was safely tucked away in my closet at home, but the echo of her presence, her confidence, her poise, lingered in my posture, my movements, my subtle gestures. A coworker, Mia, stopped me in the hallway. "Hey, I saw your picture from the weekend," she said cautiously. "On Instagram." My stomach dropped. "I didn't mean to, I wasn't. I mean," she stammered, face turning red. I took a deep breath. "It's okay. I wanted people to see her. To see me." Mia blinked, stunned. "Really?" "Yes. I'm done hiding." Her expression softened, and she nodded slowly. "Then, good for you." I walked away, heart pounding. A mix of fear, relief, and exhilaration surged through me. I realized something profound. Accepting myself publicly didn't diminish who I was. It strengthened her, and me. That night, back in my apartment, I pulled the blush pink dress from the closet. Lila was on a video call, grinning. "Ready?" she asked. I nodded, slipping into the dress. The silk caressed my skin. My hair flowed naturally over my shoulders. Makeup highlighted features I hadn't dared to accentuate before. "You look incredible," she whispered, and this time, I believed her. I stood before the mirror, studying every curve, every line, every detail. For the first time, I didn't see fear. I didn't see doubt. I didn't see hesitation. I saw someone who had embraced herself fully, who had faced judgment and chosen authenticity, who had learned that empowerment isn't given, it's claimed. And I claimed it. The journey didn't stop there. Each day brought new challenges, new interactions, new discoveries about who I could be and how she could live in the world. I experimented with new outfits, hairstyles, and ways of expressing myself. Each success strengthened my confidence. Each small misstep, like a clumsy stumble or an awkward glance, was a lesson in resilience and self-acceptance. The blush pink dress remained my talisman, the symbol of the turning point when I stopped pretending and started being. Looking back, I understand now. The dress didn't just change my appearance. It changed my life. It taught me courage, vulnerability, joy, and self-love. It taught me that I could define myself, not through fear or expectation, but through authenticity and choice. Every glance in the mirror, every smile, every interaction became part of a transformation far deeper than fabric and color. It was a transformation of my spirit, my identity, and my courage to be seen. And as I twirled in that dress, alone in my apartment with the city lights casting soft shadows on the walls, I whispered to myself, "This is just the beginning."